We're live. Hi, everybody. How are you? This is Chef Tom over at the Shotland Family YMCA. Today we're going to put together a little family fajita dinner meal for you tonight. So kind of a fun idea. Everybody's at home. Everybody's with their family. It's a nice time to put together a cool family dinner. And I thought, why not do a little family-friendly fajita thing? It's one of those do-it-yourselfer at the table. You can set up bowls and have a lot of ingredients, which we have here, and I'll talk about them real fast. But suffice to say, it's a very easy dish to do. It's pretty healthy, and you can mix and match all the ingredients to your preference, and pretty much anything goes. So as you can see on the counter ahead of me, first and foremost, I've got a nice piece of lean beef. We're using sirloin today. You can also use flank steak. You can use flat iron steak or skirt steak. There's lots of different choices. Just talk to your meat cutter over at Palmer's, and they'll be able to direct you to the right piece of meat for your particular recipe. So we start out by taking the piece of meat. Ordinarily, I would grill the whole thing, but we're all inside today. So we're going to go and use the frying pans, and we're going to do it inside. So first, we're going to slice the beef. So I'm going to take it here and slice it in real thin slices, sort of across the grain, so it's nice and tender when you eat it. And that's all you really have to do. There's not a whole lot to it. So we'll get this all set up. I do like to use the grill as well. If the weather's nice and you're into grilling, this is a great opportunity for you to get outside and get some sunshine and some snow on the same day. Isn't that great in Rochester here? So we've got our beef here. We're going to slice it up, and then we're going to get it into a nice marinade. Okay, that'll get it nice and tender for us while we finish cutting the rest of the vegetables. Okay, so real easy, simple, just like that. You could also do chicken. You could use turkey breast. You can use tofu. Real firm tofu is nice for fajitas in that way as well. So we've got a little beef here. We're going to take this, we're going to set it into our bowl, okay? Set that aside for the time being, and then go ahead and make up our marinade. All right, set this over here. With the marinade, it starts out mostly with some fresh ingredients here. We've got fresh crushed garlic, and we got a little lime here. We're just going to cut that in half. The lime is going to add a little bit of acid to the recipe, and it'll help tenderize that steak even a little more. I'm going to take my garlic over here. Just give it a quick wrap on the board with your knife and peel the paper off. From there, a couple of chops is all I need, and then hold the knife sideways and just crush it real nice with the side of your knife, just like that. Turns into paste. Just a couple of seconds. You can throw away that garlic press you got for your wedding that nobody likes to clean anyway. So into the bowl it goes. Next, we're going to add one of my favorite ingredients for Mexican style cuisine, and that's cumin. We're going to get about a tablespoon of cumin in here. This is about, it's enough for a couple of pounds of meat, right? And if you like it a little bit heavier on the spice, then feel free to put in a little heavier dose of that ingredient, okay? Next one on the item is chili powder. So a little chili powder in there. It's going to add some nice flavor. And then I like to use paprika. In this case, it's smoked paprika, one of my favorites. It's a little sweeter. Woo! We got a lot of paprika going on here. There we go. Nice and easy, right? And then last but not least, a couple tablespoons of oil, right? 1 or 2. And that should be good enough to just slather that steak right up, okay? So we'll set that to the side, and we will get our spoon. I forgot a spoon. Hold on. There's always one thing I forget, and I knew it would be something. So away we go. Just mix this stuff all up. Make a nice little paste. This kind of thing you can rub onto your steak before it hits the grill, or for us, like I said today, we're just going to add it to the bowl and include it into our sliced steak. Okay, and we'll stir that around a little bit. And then our lime goes in too. Again, a little liquid is helpful, and the acid in this lime is going to really make an extra effort to help tenderize the beef for you. Okay, so we'll squeeze that all in there. Perfect. Okay, now we'll toss this around. This can sit in your refrigerator and marinate for, gosh, as much as a couple of hours if you'd like to. You can even put it into a zip-top bag and then put it in the fridge overnight. Tomorrow morning it's going to be really, really tender for you because of that acid that's in there. We'll just stir all these flavors around. It already smells like fajitas. Okay, so we'll just set that aside for the time being. Okay, and then start working on our vegetable preparation, all right? The vegetables we've chosen today are red peppers, red onion, and yellow peppers. If you don't happen to like peppers and onions, well, you can maybe try some other vegetables. Maybe you're into squash or you're into other things. Carrots will work, green peppers work nice. I like to just chop the ends off of each one of these peppers and slide that knife around right down through there and just unroll that guy and clean it up nice and easy, just like that. From there, turn it a little sideways, and nice thin slices are going to be perfect to go inside of our fajitas. Take your time with this. There's no race. I don't want anybody to hurt themselves, but it's a real simple task. Shouldn't take long to do. Also a nice thing that you can give your young ones a smaller knife, maybe not so sharp as this one, and let them have at it. There's no rhyme or reason to how they're cut, frankly. It doesn't take much in any shape, but it's nice to involve the family when you're cooking your dinner too. Okay, on with the yellow one. Easy peasy. And some nice thin strips. Very good, very good. Okay, we'll set these over here. And then last we have that onion to take care of. So we're using red onion today. Can be a little more pungent, so to speak, than some of your white onions. Perhaps you want to use a Vidalia style onion or a sweet white onion. They're all excellent choices for you. So whichever one's your fancy. So I'm going to take the top off and just peel it really fast here. I say really fast, but what I mean is really slow. So take the skins off. There we go. Very nice. Now we have it nice and clean. We left the root side of that onion intact, mostly to hold it together for us while we cook, or while we cut it, but also it kind of helps you from crying too much if you take it off too early. So we're just going to chop that piece right off, and then on the side of the onion, just come down and create some wedges. They'll fall right off. You get about halfway or so and just flip that onion over and continue on through until you run out of onion. Okay, nice and easy. There's our peppers and onions ready to go. Some of the other ingredients we have for you to put into your fajitas today are fresh chopped cilantro. We've got some cheddar cheese. You can certainly use a pepper jack cheese or no cheese at all. It's entirely up to you. Some fresh made guacamole and sour cream are good. And then I also include a few extra limes on the table for those that want that little extra pungent kick when they go to the table. So we've got our meat marinating, we've got our cilantro chopped, and we've got our peppers and onions all ready together. So off to the stove we go. We're going to turn this guy on. Bear with me. Please unlock. Well, it looks like it wants a finger here. Let's try this. Oh, this is terrible. There we go. On. We're going to turn the pan on high, both of them for that matter. Okay. Good. The pans are going to start to heat up momentarily, and we're going to put a little bit of canola oil in them in order to heat that up. But just before we do that, I'm going to take my tortilla shells. I lined them on a platter, put a couple of damp paper towels over the top just to keep that moisture in, and I preheated my oven behind me to about 180 degrees just to keep those warm and get that going. Quick start we go. There we go. So we'll just crank that up a little bit and we'll get it going. In the meantime, our pans are starting to warm up, and then once again we're going to go for about a tablespoon of oil in this pan right here to start. This is going to be the pan for our vegetables. We'll swirl that oil around a little bit. You can already tell it's kind of getting hot. And then in go our fresh ingredients. Awesome. Okay, we'll just let these cook a little bit and maybe give them a little seasoning with some salt and pepper. I like the grinding stuff, a little fresher tasting. And a touch of salt. Okay. There we go. We'll keep that going. And now onto our meat pan, okay? Same thing over here. We're gonna add about a tablespoon of oil. We're using canola oil today. If you prefer to use a different kind of oil, it's entirely up to you guys. You can do whatever you want. We see it's nice and hot right now, and in comes these nice pieces of strip beef that we have. Now, if you have to do this in a couple of different stages because you don't have more meat than pan, that's perfectly fine. And we'll let those sit there and cook for a moment or two. Great. Smell good yet? Nice and fresh. I'm not the neatest guy out there, but it seems to get the job done. I can smell our pieces. You don't want to overcook them too much. You just want to get them nice and brown on one side, and then toss them around a bit, turn them over. They'll cook up real quickly for you, especially since they're so thin and ready to slice. Terrific. Alrighty. Get these nice and charred. If you're going to do all grill work and you're going to do a whole flank steak on the grill or a sirloin for your fajitas, you can leave your peppers and onions in real large pieces and grill those as well. Puts a nice char on them. Gives them a little bit more of a kind of a nice flavor. It's very, very nice. Tonight, this seems to be working just fine. Okay. These pieces already done just like that. I didn't have my timer on, but I'm going to guess it was only a few minutes in the pan. Shouldn't take much longer than that to get them nice and cooked up. Awesome. So we've got our beef ready to go over here. And we've got our peppers and onions. Don't try this at home. Or do try this at home. Terrific. One more plate and we are ready. Good. That didn't take long. I don't like to cook the peppers and onions too long. I like them to retain that nice crispy texture, that nice al dente. You just really got to warm them through if you're doing it on the inside of the house here. So these are real good. And we're coming close. Down the home stretch, guys. Okay, to the oven we go. We'll get our warm tortilla shells out. Okay, we'll just take those wrappers right off the top. They'll stay nice and warm for us. You can serve these one on each plate if you'd like, and have people take care of themselves. Or we're going to roll them right here on our board for the family. So our peppers and onions, just a beautiful blend of vegetables for us today. And a little bit of meat. And we are really, really close. So just get my knife. And then the production part. So you don't want to overfill it. You can do these a couple of ways. You can just slap a few pieces of beef in there in each one and go ahead and serve it open face in case you'd like. I kind of like to stuff them nice and full and then put some nice vegetables in there too. We'll get these veggies in here. They're nice and easy. A couple of those. Then I also like my fresh cilantro. Right? I know that cilantro's got a love-hate relationship with a lot of people. I'm on the side of love, so you can choose to use it or not. A little cheese kind of puts a little bit of a nice flavor to it. I'll leave the sour cream and the guac for you, and a squeeze of lime once again right over the top, and that's ready to go. And then, of course, you can fold it in half, or what I like to do, since we only stuffed it in the center, just hold the sides up a little bit, and then with your thumbs, kind of roll it over and scoonch it all down in there. I don't know if scoonch is a word, but I'm going to use it. Okay, so clearly we're more of a burrito at this point in time, but I'm a big fan of presentation, and if you cut it on the bias, just like so, thank you, Ashley, and then here's our plate, and we have this beautiful tortilla or fajita for you guys to share with your family tonight. Thanks so much for watching. I hope you check out more of our at-home cooking video sessions. Join us again next week and we'll make a quiche or something like that. Okay? Thanks, guys. Take it easy.